Hello, everyone. Faitine here, hopping on to give just a quick update on what happened today at the Justice Committee for C-9, the hate speech legislation that we have been right on top of, making calls to our elected officials, tracking with, because this is the legislation that does a whole bunch of crazy, but specifically we saw the block amendment this week that was supported by the Liberals to remove protections for sincerely held beliefs. And so we've had some based on religion, excuse me. So we've had some incredible voices speaking at the committee all day today, 8 hours. Wow, 8 hours straight. They had, breaks sprinkled in throughout the day, but pretty much 8 hours. And just got this update from Andrew Lawton. So I'm going to pull this up onto the stage right now or onto the screen and watch this together with you. He is giving an update on where we're at as of tonight. And just bear with me here, just trying to get the right screen up to push a button. Okay, here we go. This is Andrew's report from the end of the day, Thursday, December the 11th.
Hey everyone, Andrew Lawton here. I'm at the Ottawa airport, just about to head back home after the House of Commons has risen for the winter recess. Today was a marathon day at the Justice Committee as we stand firm and hold the line as Conservatives in defending and protecting religious freedom and freedom of expression against the anti-religious freedom bill C-9 that the Liberals were trying to ram through. They were trying to force us and pressure us to just wave it through without scrutiny, even though it's been denounced rightfully by people of all faiths in this country, by people on the left and the right, by lawyers and civil liberties experts. We have been saying quite clearly we are not going to let these very dangerous things become law. So we were working hard, and we told the Liberals, listen, we will talk as long as we need to stop this from happening. Well, they suspended the meeting today. So Bill C-9 is still alive. It's still an issue that we are going to be talking about on committee, but we have until January, which means that your letters, your phone calls, your emails, all of you who have reached out to your members of parliament, this has been heard. They're feeling the pressure. They know they can't back this bill. And we were offering them an out. What Conservatives were saying 19 times in the last 48 hours was that we can set aside this divisive and toxic bill and focus on the real criminal justice issues Canadians sent us to Ottawa to solve, the broken Liberal bail system. We've been saying, let's set aside C-9 and talk about Bill C-14, a bill that we think needs to be improved a lot, but could actually deal with the core questions that are facing Canadians. They want the government to get tough on actual crime, not just thought crime. So we're going to keep up the fight. I will always stand firm for religious freedom. I have been unequivocal in everything that I've said about C-9 and religious freedom, that the Liberals need to backtrack on this very dangerous bill and this very dangerous amendment to the bill that they waved through this week, eroding long-standing religious protections. But we will not be convening as a Justice Committee, the Liberal chair said, until January. So we will keep up the fight, but thank you so much for your support, everyone.
Oh my goodness, like whiplash.com. So this time yesterday, the report was that the Liberals were going to be extending the Justice Committee possibly over the Christmas break to try to get this back to the floor for third reading for vote. So they were pushing on the gas, and now we have a hard stop, and it is off. So it's off now until the end of January. So this is, I mentioned a couple videos ago, this is the stop and start drama of C-9. It's like literally by the minute it changes. But big takeaway from that video, as Andrew said it, the phone calls are making a difference. I heard back from many of you. Give yourself a high five, my word. I heard back from many of you that you were calling through that list that we've provided at formycanada.com. By the way, check out that right here at the banner going across the bottom is the website formycanada.com, where you can find the C-9 phone call target list, clearly laying out with all the phone numbers and names identified by party that they're in, the individuals, the members of parliament that need to hear from Canadians. And so Andrew said it right there, that your phone calls, our phone calls, are making a real difference. So keep it up, keep the pressure on. Looks like we're going to have, I don't know the exact day that they come back at the end of January, but usually it's the third week or sometimes the fourth week of January. So it looks like we're going to have at least 5 weeks to really make our voices heard. And I want to say this, if you live in a urban center and you care about this issue, you care about your religious freedoms, you live in an urban center, I'm talking Toronto, I'm talking any of the Atlantic urban cities, urban centers, anywhere, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Regina, Winnipeg, you just name it, then you are one of the individuals that will have the opportunity to make the greatest impact in this moment, because that's where a lot of the swing ridings, most of the swing ridings across our nation are. And so if the Liberal members of Parliament who are in those swing riding constituencies, these are the ones that were either won or lost by the Liberals by a very slim margin, if they hear from Canadians, from every faith community, I'm talking about the Muslim community, the Jewish community, the Christian community, if those communities will band together in the urban centers and make their voice heard on this issue over the next 5 weeks, it could change the game. Let's face it, if the Liberals and the Bloc continue to dig in and decide to continue to band together to push C-9 through to royal assent, then they have the numbers to do it. They have the numbers to do it on the Justice Committee. They have the majority of the seats, the majority of the votes on the Justice Committee. And they also have the majority of votes by about 23 seats, I believe. Please forgive me if I'm off by a few seats there, but they have a majority by about 23 seats in the House of Commons. I'm talking about the Liberals and the Bloc when they band together. And then, of course, the Liberals also have a majority in the Senate, which means that if they dig in, if they decide to, they can push this through. And so this is why the next 5 weeks is going to be critical. This is a surprise, honestly, I must admit. This is another surprise. This is the whiplash week, my goodness. This time yesterday, we thought they were going to be extending the Justice Committee sessions until this thing was done, until it was back to the floor so that it could go to third reading vote and be passed. Those were the signals this time yesterday. Today, they just put a hard stop, as you just heard from Andrew, and they are taking a break, which means we have 5 weeks. We have 5 weeks. We will never get these 5 weeks back. This isn't necessarily a time to take a break and rest, but it is a time to take a bit of a breath and to regroup and say, okay, what is the best way that people like you and I that really care about the future of our nation as it pertains to sincerely held religious beliefs for people of any faith community, how can we together utilize the next 5 weeks to really make a difference? I want to encourage you to swing by formycanada.com. If you have not yet done that, make sure that you're on our email list because, I've been super, super active on my social media streams over the last week and a half, just because of the urgency and how quickly things have been unfolding. But we're probably going to tone it down a little bit in terms of the updates because there's less activity, but we will be communicating through that email list. And so please be sure and sign up on the email list. Sign the petition. You can still go to For My Canada, sign the petition. An auto trigger will be sent to all the members of the Justice Committee. It's more than signing up for an email list. It's actually going to do something as well. And let's continue to do this. Let's continue to work the phones. I want to remind us again of that story that I've been sharing on just about every stream. It was about a month or less than a month ago now, but 2 to 3 weeks ago now, where we were in a meeting with a former senior cabinet minister during the Harper era. And she said anytime that her office would get 3 calls on any one issue, it sent lightning bolts through her office and would basically hijack things. It would demand a response. So even 3 phone calls, made a difference back in the day. How much more? 300, 3,000. So let's keep the pressure on. Again, go to formycanada.com. Make those phone calls to the Justice Committee if you haven't done it yet. And then the next step, it's all right there on the website. So you don't have to remember a word that I'm saying right now, other than go to formycanada.com. And then all the action points are there in terms of who the next most strategic people to call are. If you are a pastor or a community leader or just an interested person, I want to invite you. We're doing a free webinar on Tuesday at 11:30, where we're going to be giving an update about C-9. I'm actually going back and forth with Andrew's office right now to see if we can possibly get Andrew on the call. I'm not making any promises, but he might be on that call. And we're going to talk about what the average concerned citizen can do, even beyond being a voice on C-9. The nation goes to those who show up. So I'll just say it that way. And so this is sort of a flashpoint. This is one of those moments where there's a lot of energy because it's time sensitive and high stakes. But the reality is there really is a long game. And when great people like you who are watching this stream right now, who care about faith, family, freedom, fiscal stewardship, and let's throw in building a pipeline, when people like you get involved at the grassroots level, get involved in your local ridings. We've got a convention that's coming up for the Conservative Party in January. You can get involved in any party that represents your views and values. We're going to be talking about some of these basic civic engagement on-ramps on that call. So you can get the link or register for the link to that call at formycanada.com. So that's the quick update tonight. Oh my goodness. Whiplash.com. It's just like, wow. When I got that message with the Twitter update from Andrew, I thought, wow, you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen for minute to minute. It's more chaotic than being a realtor or a mom of 10, stay-at-home mom of 10. That feels like the chaos level right now is pretty high. But we're making a difference. Your phone calls are making a difference. And other big breaking news right now is we just had another Conservative member of Parliament who just crossed the floor. So this brings, I'm trying to actually get his name here. Stuff has been moving so fast. I was cooking dinner and trying to get my kids ready to get out the door. But another Liberal member of Parliament, or not Liberal, Conservative, member of Parliament has crossed the floor. If you just Google it or go to the front page of CBC or CTV right now, I'm sure you will see it. But gosh, what's his name? Where is it? Okay, I can't even find it here. Okay, this is where I need somebody on the side feeding me the information. It is not right at the tip of my fingers here right now. Hey, what's his name? No, we got to call this. We got to call this out. Okay, anyway, I can't find his name right now. Oh yeah, there we go. Michael Maw, member of Parliament from Markham, Unionville. So if that's your riding, if you're close to that riding, now would be a good time maybe to make a little phone call to his office and let him know he can change his mind. So what this means is that the Liberals are now just one seat away from a majority position. If they get one more seat, it means that they are pretty much locked in, unless they have people that cross the floor in the other direction. They are pretty much locked in for the next 3.5 years as the government, and they will hold the majority position both in the House of Commons and in the Senate federally. So that will be the situation if just one more person crosses the floor. I want to remind us all too how close some of these federal elections were in April. In the last federal race, Prime Minister Mark Carney missed getting a majority by only 3 ridings and 57 votes. One of the races was won after a recount, was won by 12 votes. This was a riding in Newfoundland, Labrador. And so the majority that or the position that the Liberals are in right now, it's a teetery position in the sense that Canada is not overwhelmingly liberal and it's not overwhelmingly conservative right now. It really is a 50-50 split. And so this is why it is so important for people like you who have great values, who care about the future of our nation, who care about our freedoms, our liberties. Freedom of faith is the big topic we've been talking about all this week with C-9. This is why it's so important that we not only get involved in these flashpoint moments, but that we stay involved. And this is why at For My Canada, we are so committed, not just to being an information source, but to being a civic engagement coaching source. We're here to help give you just practical tools on what you can do to make a difference. So that's my way of saying, let's stay at it. Let's stay engaged. It's been a very intense week and a half here. But there will be more to come in January. Let's stay connected, track with us, and feel free to jump in on that webinar on Tuesday if you would like another update. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. And by the way, also on the prayer side of things, there's a movement called the National Day of Prayer. We had the National Day of Prayer, which happened in Ottawa last July. It was an absolutely beautiful event. People from all across the nation came together to pray for the nation of Canada. It will be happening again this July, July 10th and 11th, that weekend. But a week from today, on the 18th, there will be an online prayer gathering, online National Day of Prayer, which will be taking place between 3 and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're thinking about all of this and just kind of thinking like, oh man, we really need a prayer meeting right now. We need to pray for our nation, pray for our leaders, pray for our pastors, pray for everything. Then I want to invite you to consider joining with that prayer call. I don't believe that there's an email sign up for it, but you can swing by nationaldayofprayer.ca and send an email to info@nationaldayofprayer.ca, and you can be put onto the email list to get the information about that prayer gathering next Thursday. So the nation goes to those who show up. Thank you so much for everybody that's been making the phone calls. Keep it going. It's making a difference, and it most likely is the reason why the Justice Committee was adjourned and will not be coming back again to talk about this until January. And also big shout out to all the members of Parliament that made that 8-hour Justice Committee meeting happen. Oh my goodness. They brought so much force into that meeting. It was really amazing to watch. And so just on behalf of all Canadians, if any of you are watching this, whether Andrew or Garnet or Kathy Wagenthal, Larry Brock, if any of you somehow stumble across this stream, just know that we appreciate you. We appreciate all your hard work. We're grateful for all of our elected officials. We honor all of those in authority, but particularly grateful for those that are taking a strong stand right now to defend the religious freedoms of Canadians and our freedom to hold and articulate our sincerely held faith beliefs. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hope this has been insightful and helpful, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon.